Hello, this is Lauren speaking and welcome to this video. In this video, I'm going to be studying the birth chart of Kate Middleton. We'll be looking at the astrological activity that's been going on with her over the past couple of years, leading up to the current time, in order to have a clear picture of what exactly is going on with Princess Kate. Now, Kate Middleton was born on, from what we know, January 9th, 1982 in Reading, UK. And in Astro.com, they list a birth time at 7 p.m. with a C rating, which tells us, and from what I've come to deduce by looking at the 7 p.m. time and testing her past, it is absolutely an inaccurate birth time. Therefore, I'm showing you a chart that I've set up for 12 noon. That means that the ascendant and the rising sign, we negate that, we negate the midheaven and the setup of the horoscope, the houses where the planets are situated. We're just looking at astrological activity that has been going on with Kate Middleton, and that tells us a great deal. Now, one thing I want to bring to your attention in her natal chart is that she was born with Venus conjunct Mercury. And this aspect configuration suggests idealism. Keep that in mind. Venus is how we relate intimately and romantically and socially. And therefore, another interesting aspect configuration here is that Jupiter squares into Venus and Mercury. So it can be that the idealism is augmented by the aspect or the square from Jupiter. Also note that Princess Kate was born with Venus retrograde, and I don't want to get into a lot of details about the personality structure of someone who's born with Venus retrograde. However, I think that that absolutely plays into her makeup, we could say. So here's what I want to show you, is that let's just use logic and everything that we know about astrology. Princess Kate is 42 years old. In astrology and in human development, when we are between the age of about 41, 42 to about 45, 46, we are going through a midlife transition time, which is dubbed a midlife crisis. And this began for Kate. I'm going to take you back to 2020 and 2021 when Venus was under very high developmental tension from 3 outer planets. In 2020, transiting Uranus was square Venus. That aspect configuration, or I should say that transit, can suggest a sudden new start or a sudden breakup in a relationship. Venus rules over love and romance in everyone's horoscope. And on top of that, when we get to the start of 2021, when Uranus was finishing the square to Venus, transiting Saturn was conjunct Venus. And that represents either inhibition or restriction in relationships and or being controlling in relationships. And not only that, but transiting Neptune in 2021 as well at the same time period. We could even highlight here the first 3-4 months of 2021, transiting Neptune was semi-square Venus. When we have transiting Neptune, semi-square Venus, this can represent a dissolving away, potentially, of a relationship, misunderstandings, miscommunication in relationships, and potentially deception in relationships. So it can be, for example, hypothetically, that in 2020 and 2021, there were definitely issues going on in Kate Middleton's intimate relationship. I'll leave it at that. The following year in 2022, now we have a midlife transition crisis aspect that happens to us around the age of 38 to 40. This happened to Kate Middleton, age 40 in 2022. transiting Pluto square Pluto. When we go through that transit, we are changing the way we've been doing things. The old ways of doing things no longer work for us, and therefore we need to find a new way of doing things. And that can be specific to each individual. Of course, we're not speaking directly to Kate, so we can't ask her what exactly that was about. Now, the following year, we have another midlife crisis aspect, and this is very important in 2023. Kate had transiting Neptune square Neptune. The first hit of it in March 2023. The last hit of it, January 20th, 2024, when she had her abdominal surgery. Now understand that transiting Neptune square Neptune, when that occurs, we are confronted with aging. We look in the mirror and we realize we're not young anymore. We also think about what we've done with our life thus far and what we would like to be doing with our life. What is realistic and practical and what is impractical? Now, I will also say here that when we look at the solar arcs of what was happening when transiting Neptune was square Neptune, well, the solar arc of Neptune had come up to conjunct Venus, exact in March 2023. So there is definitely something that was going on with her last year in 2023 about potentially dissolving away a relationship. Also, it could have had to do with her sense of beauty, Venus, her sense of beauty and aesthetics. And for example, I was just thinking, well, an abdominal surgery during a midlife transition time can be when a woman who is confronted with her aging decides, for example, after she's had children and she wants to look better, she could possibly have a tummy tuck, an aesthetic surgery. Now, I'm not saying that that's what Kate Middleton had, but I'm saying it fits along with the astrology and with somebody being in that midlife transition time, okay? So that's a possibility. Now, let's see. I want to just look at one other thing here. Yes, a few things here. Now, working with medical astrology, and all I can say is, believe me, anyone who has been diagnosed with any kind of illness, of course our heart goes out to them, and of course we want the best for them. And it's also a way for people to sympathize with other people. Now, I have no idea, but all I can tell you is that there is nothing here to suggest a serious illness, astrologically speaking. There are no astrological indicators of a critical illness that's developing. It seems curious to me that in February of 2024, King Charles becomes diagnosed with cancer. And of course, we don't know what kind of cancer. It's just some mysterious diagnosis that has been told to the public. And then the following month, Kate Middleton has told the public she also has been diagnosed with cancer. I have no idea if that's true or not, but I find it interesting. Of course, you're going to get a lot of sympathy from the world for that kind of a medical diagnosis, both the king and Princess Kate, and I have no idea really what's going on. And there's so much speculation and so much rumor going on the internet about where is Kate and what's going on with Kate and all those kinds of things. I think that basically just kind of eyeballing the future here for Kate, I would say that next year she's going to be doing something very independent, we could say, sort of like a revolutionary spirit, and building some kind of new image for her freedom. Now, whether that involves some kind of marital breakup, separation, again, we don't know because they only tell the public certain things. But knowing that she's going to be in this midlife transition time really until about the start of 2027, because she'll go through another piece of it the transiting Uranus opposed Uranus in 2026, leading into 2027. That will sort of be when she's put herself together again in a new way. If she's still with us, if this is, what's going on with Kate, but understand that she is in a midlife crisis transition time. And oftentimes, like we see in Hollywood movies, marriages don't last. There's usually a breakup. Oftentimes, that's when a divorce occurs. So whether that's her situation, whatever her situation is, of course, we wish her well. And I do believe that it's just sort of a normal process here of the midlife transition time and all the different things that can occur. So I just wanted to put that together. Of course, our blessings go out to the royal family and whatever they might be going through, and all humans on the planet, anyone that's going through any kind of suffering or challenging times. So I just wanted to put that together. And also, one other bit of information that I find very interesting is looking at her son, Prince George's horoscope. It's pretty obvious here that his parents are going through something. 2022 and 2023, transiting Pluto was conjunct his moon. The moon represents the mother. Challenging transformational time for the mother. Deep emotional challenges and difficulties. The following year, in 2023 and 2024, transiting Pluto is opposed his sun. The sun represents the father, okay? And in 2024, August and September, transiting Uranus opposed the ascendant, and the final hit of that in May of 2025. I think April, May 2025, without a doubt, will be very telling for what's going on with Kate Middleton and Prince William and their family situation. I think I'll leave it at that. And just wanted to put this together. And we'll see how the story unfolds, okay? So thank you so much for listening. Please share and like and subscribe, and see you on the next video. Bye-bye now.